Hi guys, welcome. And who dat? I'm Joe, and I've got some more free agency news for you. Had time to do a video today, and not a lot's happening, but what is happening, I'll let you know about. The Saints have re-signed fullback Adam Prentice. Now we just signed a fullback in Horvath. And apparently, this Horvath guy that we got from used to be with the Chargers. Apparently, he can run with the ball and he can do lots of things that typical fullbacks don't do. So he seems to be more of a hybrid type than Adam Prentice ever showed that he could be. But Adam Prentice has been our fullback for a few years now, and I guess we're gonna. I don't know the details on the contract yet, but I guess we're getting him for pretty cheap. So now we have two fullbacks on the roster. Wow. Well, I kind of figured we'd sign a bunch of people. You have this 90-man roster before you cut down to 53. And so, eventually a lot of these players that we're signing in this first, second, third wave of free agency, a lot of them won't make the team anyway, when it's all said and done. Brian Edwards last year, we signed him pretty early in free agency. Thought there was going to be a reconnection with Carr. He was a veteran, a big wide receiver, at one time a highly regarded player. And yeah, he didn't make the team. So we'll see what happens. I've been saying all along that, in my opinion, the Clint Kubiak offense will probably be a mix between what he does, what Shanahan does, what Kubiak's father did, what Shanahan's father did. It'll be a mix. But in my opinion, the fullback's got to be a special player. I didn't think Adam Prentice had those qualities to be our fullback. So now that the new offensive staff is installed and we're re-signing Adam Prentice, maybe there's more of a smash mouth football idea for Clint than we're imagining, because I'm imagining offensive line in motion, fullbacks and tight ends that can move. You re-sign Adam Prentice and you already have this staff. Either they see something I don't, or they plan on doing something that best utilizes Prentice's abilities. And running the ball and catching the ball is not what I think of when I think of Adam Prentice. Okay, so that one bewilders me the most. It's got me thinking. The one that's kind of catching a lot of people off guard is we have signed a quarterback Nathan Peterman. And he's been in the league for a few years. He's had absolutely no success. He's been a perennial backup everywhere he's gone, and coming to the Saints on a 1-year, $1.2 million deal. Nathan Peterman is obviously as close to a camp body as you can get. I've been saying Jake Haener is so beloved by the coaching staff and the organization within that he's got their stamp of approval to be the number two. Personally, I think you need a veteran in case something happens along the way, in case he's not ready. Somebody that's been in the league 5, 6, 7 years might be more ready to go into a football game. If Carr gets hurt in the third quarter of a game and it's a close game, or we're winning and you need to make sure you don't lose it. Well, I think our organization likes Haener, and I think whatever progression we see is going to determine whether he's, number two or number three. People are saying Peterman's just not good enough of a player to even bring in here. And no, I don't think so. I think this is exactly what I was talking about. You need a veteran quarterback, cheap, not $8 million, not even $4 million. Look, I wouldn't mind going and get a guy like Sam Darnold, even though I'm not impressed with his abilities, what he's done in his career. It was the situation that he was with San Fran before, and he could help with the transition and stuff like that. Well, Darnold signed with another team. So we have Nathan Peterman instead. Now, Nathan Peterman was with Chicago, and that's where Andrew Janocko was with before he came to us. Now, he's part of our offensive staff now. And yeah, I think there's going to be a lot more of something else besides Shanahan that you're going to see in Clint Kubiak's offense. You know, there's some things that the Bears do offensively, and, hey, you never know. We might look more like the Minnesota Vikings from old than we do the San Francisco of now. So, anyway, Nathan Peterman was also Derek Carr's backup for a while in the Raiders. So there's a familiarity with the players, and then there's a familiarity with Janocko and Peterman. And so I think Clint Kubiak, he's got a good idea of what Peterman is. And so if this little bridge gap idea of, hey, this is the way, this is what the coach really means. I've worked with the coach before. I've worked in the system before. I've worked with these players, and I've done this. And yeah, there's going to be that transition, not so much the player on the field, but just, hey, Peterman, I got an idea. We're going to sign you to $1 million. You come in here and you catch Jake Haener up. And chances are, if somebody gets hurt, we might end up having Haener as the emergency guy, because we'll have Taysom Hill as the third quarterback going into every game. So you'll probably have Nathan Peterson and then Taysom Hill in case of an emergency. And then, Jake Haener will be your technical emergency quarterback. And in the next week, if Carr can't start, then you see Jake Haener take all the reps and end up being either that, or Jake Haener proves that he's going to be our number 2. And in that case, what good is a number 3 except to be a camp body? And this is exactly the kind of camp body I wanted. A veteran who's got more experience than Haener, but that's really cheap. There's some connection there, whether it be with the players or the coach or the system. And it's just more of a, hey, let's all get along and figure this thing out. And look, if Peterman beats out Haener, then Haener's got a little more growing to do, a lot more growing to do. So we'll see, going after a quarterback, another quarterback isn't out of the question either. It all depends on what Clint Kubiak wants, and it all depends on what Dennis Allen is willing to do. As far as ex-Saint players signing with other teams, something might have happened, and I can't recall right now. So as far as outgoing players, I don't have anything now. But today's Thursday. It's the end of the week, coming to the end of the week, and I'm getting you up to date as much info as I've gotten up until 5 o'clock in the afternoon on Thursday. So there you go. Nathan Peterman in, our new veteran quarterback. This is what we need, somebody to push Haener, and you just hope that Haener is what we expect him to be, what I expect him to be. You trade a 4th-round pick to move up in the 4th round, so you spent 2 4th-round picks to get Jake Haener. He should at least be our backup quarterback. And he missed time because of a suspension last year. What was it, 6 games? And, physically he's underwhelming. So it's a hard sell for me right now. But, hey, we'll see. We'll see what he does in preseason. I'm excited to see Jake Haener in preseason operate the Clint Kubiak system. And then as far as fullback goes, man, Adam Prentice, if he ends up being our quarterback, our fullback, then he better be able to operate in the system I've got in my head for what Clint Kubiak is going to do. So that's what I got to say about that. Maybe Kubiak wants to do a little more smash mouth than we anticipate. Remember, all of the offensive moves that the Saints make from this point on are probably going to clear front office, head coach, and offensive coordinator. So when we renegotiate Ryan Ramczyk, I'm assuming that tells me Clint Kubiak sees that Ryan Ramczyk can be effective in what he wants to install on offense. So, all right, so there you go. Adam Prentice is our second fullback now. We've got a quarterback in Nathan Peterman, I'm not freaking out about the talent level. I'm kind of hoping Derek Carr plays out of his brains. We don't need a backup quarterback, and we're good to go. So there you go. Subscribe to Rosenfield 10 for more videos like this. I will be releasing another one today. And until the next one, I'll talk to you later. Who dat?